All this story would begin before the Tournament of Power. The god Kitela, along with another god, were seeing how to do so that the Universe 7 is eliminated quickly. In that while they thought, they came up with the idea of why not disappear the strongest warriors who have that universe. The god Kitela, thanks to an infiltrated warrior who was working in the Capsule Corporation for a few days, he obtained the information of the Saiyan race. He discovered that they are beings that can increase their power as they are fighting. Basically, they have a power without limit. Besides, he also discovered information of their other friends. That's all I know about them, sir. I hope this information that I have been collecting for days is useful to you. The god only had a slight smile on his face. You really did an incredible job. As I promised, your planet will not be destroyed. Thank you very much, God of Destruction. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you allow me, I'll be on my way. The infiltrator would leave quickly. At that moment, when he received the information, he was just talking to that god of destruction. God Kitela, what a timely information. Now that we know about the power of the Saiyan, we cannot let the warrior Goku and Vegeta participate in the Tournament of Power. The best thing would be to end the lives of both of them, to avoid inconveniences in the future. Well, I'm not the only one who thinks like that. I think it's a great idea. What if we give it a quality welcome? Hey, by the way, how will we do to go to Universe 7 if their angel realizes it? Besides, if we attack them from Earth, the god Beerus could realize it, and it could start an unnecessary fight between gods. You are very right. In my universe, there is a planet where the inhabitants have a very peculiar technique. If you show them a picture of the person you want to teleport to you, that person will come to where you are. What an interesting ability. It's like a kind of summoning. I really like the idea. Well, what are we waiting for? Come to my universe, and we will go to it together, planet. The god Kitela, it would close the call with the other god, and without thinking so much, would go to the universe of the other god. Once the two met, they went to that unknown planet. As soon as they arrived, the inhabitants of the planets became very nervous. God of Destruction, to what do we owe your welcome? Don't tell me you plan to destroy this humble planet. This time, I do not feel like doing that. I come for a more important matter. We need you to bring the two people who are in this picture. I want you to bring them to this planet. I know that the inhabitants of your planet can do. Sorry, God of Destruction, but none of us can do what you ask me. Do you think I am someone you can fool so easily? My angel once told me about this planet. Are you saying he lied to me? The god of destruction was losing his patience, so he would put his Hakai hand on the planet's boss. Wait a moment, sir. Maybe we can't do that, but inside the prison of this place, there is a person with incredible techniques. He was locked up for having robbed the inhabitants of the planet, and also for causing many damages. Without a doubt, he is a very dangerous person and difficult to control. We were able to lock him up by miracle, so if I were you, I'd better leave. You think a mortal would scare me? The god Kitela would laugh. We are gods of destruction. No mortal can stand up to us. The boss would take the two gods to the maximum security prison that was in the place. In that place, only a lot of commotion could be heard. At that, a prisoner who was in cell 34 would have seen the two gods of destruction. He would start laughing. Are you some kind of mouse? Look here, I have some cheese for you to eat. You really look very clownish with that suit on. The god Kitela, he would have slightly increased ki, making the prisoner retreat. Sorry, God of Destruction, he's just a prisoner. Don't take him too seriously. That simple prisoner made me angry, and a lack of respect, I will not stand it. The god Kitela, it only with his aura would have made the bars of the prisoner's cage disappear, and without wasting time, would have made him disappear with his Hakai power, thus becoming cosmic dust. The other prisoners who were watching what happened, of having gone from shouting and some mockery, that simple act made the whole prison feel a great silence which had never been seen before. The head of the planet was very thoughtful. Impressive, with a single movement, he made the man disappear. The nervous boss would walk to the prisoner's cell. Unlike the others, he had a bracelet that nullified his abilities. Basically, at that moment, he was an ordinary human. We will get to the point. I know you can teleport people to you, so we want you to bring these two people. Their names are Goku and Vegeta. They are from Universe 7 and live on a planet called Earth. You are able to bring people from other universes. The question offends. The truth is that if I can do it, if I use a great part of my ki, I can make them come. But the question is, what would I gain in exchange for helping them? As I understand from your clothes, you are gods of destruction. As far as I know, you have the power to destroy anything with your Hakai power. But just like you did with that prisoner, I know my existence is in danger. But I want to ask for something in return. Shameless prisoner like you have no right to ask for anything. If you don't talk, I will destroy you just like I did with the other one. Do you think you're going to threaten me with that? In my life, I have nothing. Besides, if you eliminate me, how are you going to bring these two people? I want to ask for two things in return. They are very simple. I want my abilities back, and the other is that I want to be released from this place. I see, so that's what you're asking for in return. Okay, I promise I will fulfill that if you bring me both of them. But if you don't, I will dust you. The god of destruction would look at the head of the planet. I want you to give them their abilities again. But God, if I give him his abilities back and let him go free, that would be very dangerous for many planets. I'm sorry, but I can't do what you ask me to do. The god of destruction would be angry, so with one blow, he would leave him lifeless. He really was just useless. We can't waste time. Bring the handcuffs closer to my palm. I'm going to free you from that seal or whatever it is that doesn't allow you to use your ability. The god together with the god Kitala both would have placed their two palms against the handcuffs. Magically, the handcuffs would have been released. I can feel it. My ki and my abilities have returned. It has been so long since I had my power returned. We complied and removed your handcuffs. Now bring in the two mortals in the picture. The prisoner would have sat on the floor. His ki would have dispersed all over the place. A yellow light would be seen on the floor, and almost exhausting all his ki, two people would have appeared together. The two people were very confused by what was happening. But what the hell is going on? Where am I? I was training in the gravity chamber, and now I find myself here? Vegeta? What are you doing here? Don't tell me that the two of us were brought here by someone. The two gods of destruction would have stood in front of Goku and Vegeta. Aren't you two gods of destruction? Exactly, we are, but that doesn't matter now. Right now, your and Vegeta's lives are ending here. We can't let you participate in the tournament of strength. You gods are cheaters! You brought us here without our will? Now you want to eliminate us? You're right, Kakarot. These two only know how to say stupid things. But we will not stay with our hands crossed. If we have to fight, we will fight. I like to see their fighting spirit, or better said, survival. How about playing cat and mouse now? The gods would have charged two Hakai energies in their hands. Before those Hakai energy balls hit Goku and Vegeta, they would have transformed into Super Saiyan God Blue. Awesome, two mortals with the ki of a god. No doubt leaving them alive will make for the worst idea. Goku and Vegeta would start fighting together against the two gods of destruction. Receive this, gods! Kamehameha! Final Flash! Each of the two would say one of their abilities. The two power energies would have come together to become one. The moment that energy was thrown at the two gods, they would have almost effortlessly deflected it completely. That really is the best they have. Shut your insect mouth! Vegeta would begin to fight alone against the two gods, hitting him in the face and stomach. But the two gods stopped his attacks with ease. You may have the power of a god, but you will never be as strong as a real one. The god would kick him in the face, while another god would hit him in the stomach. This would make Vegeta spit blood, and flew far away from there. While Vegeta shot through the air, Goku would fly quickly to catch him. As soon as Goku caught Vegeta, the Saiyan would lose consciousness, so he would lose his transformation. Damn it, Vegeta, with one blow they left you so bad. Right now I don't have any Hermit Seed to be able to give to you, but I know I'm still fighting. I'll do nothing to them, but I have no other choice. This place is full of barriers that don't let me transport myself to more places. No doubt they thought of everything. Goku would leave Vegeta lying on the ground, and without thinking, he would use the Kaioken times 10. The place would be filled with a very red aura with blue. The pressure of the place felt heavy. Wow, so he can further increase his power. How impressive. Goku, with a quick flash, would kick the god Kitala. This would make the god who was confident a bit back up 1 meter backwards. Impressive. Made me back up. The god, taking advantage of Goku being in front, he would throw a sphere of Hakai energy at the Saiyan, but Goku would dodge it. But while dodging the Hakai energy ball, the god of destruction from the other universe would give him a strong kick from behind. This would make Goku fall into the Hakai power. The other god, along with the god Kitala, would begin to gather their power as gods of destruction. This would make the energy ball become much stronger and more resistant. This will be your end, Goku. Die once and for all. No, it can't be, damned! I can't lose here. Kaioken times 20! Goku's power would increase again. This would cause the energy ball to have a small gap. Perfect! A way out! Goku would have quickly exited the energy ball before the gods could do anything. Goku would teleport to where Vegeta was. Vegeta, we have to get out of here fast! Goku grabbed Vegeta's body, and as a last option, he channeled power into his right hand, trying to break the barrier, but this was totally in vain. Now what am I going to do? I have nowhere to go! I'd better hide on this planet. Goku would quickly fly away carrying Vegeta on his shoulder, but despite the great speed that Goku had, his power would have run out, what would cause Goku, while flying, to fall into the lake of the place. Goku kept falling from the deepest part of the lake until he reached a point where no sunlight could be seen. Although Goku was without strength, his body would crash into a sea cave. Goku, without strength, would enter the cave, where he could breathe a little of the air that was accumulated in the place, thanks to an air bubble. Where am I supposed to be? Now is not the time to ask me questions. I have to hide somewhere around here. The gods would have seen that Goku fell into the lake, so they would have launched a very powerful ball of energy, which would make the water of the place start to evaporate. Goku at that moment felt how the whole place suddenly became hot, so he would find out of nowhere a door that was very familiar to him. When he entered that door, he would enter a place very similar to the time chamber of the planet Earth, along with Vegeta. Upon entering that door, he would enter a place very similar to the time chamber of planet Earth, along with Vegeta. Meanwhile, the two gods of destruction could only see how the lake had completely dried up. A big smoke came out of the place. In a moment, all the marine life that was in that lake disappeared, and with that same trace had also disappeared Goku and Vegeta before the eyes of those gods. Impressive, God Kitela said. The lake evaporated completely. Their bodies for sure turned to ashes completely. Besides, I can't feel their ki, even though they had the ki of the gods. In the same way, that Saiyan would have lost its transformation. It's very weak, and even so I can't feel anything from them. Universe 7 is now doomed, since they don't have their strongest warriors. You're right, we really did a great job. Now that Goku and Vegeta are gone, the tournament will be a little easier. In that, you're right. We don't need to continue seeing a place without life. The best thing to do is to leave here, and that each one prepares their strongest warriors for the tournament. Suddenly, before the god Kitela went to his universe, without the other god realizing it, he would have launched a small ball of energy towards that planet. This would cause the same planet to explode, creating a great flash of light on several planets. I didn't want to destroy those poor people, but I had to make sure that both of them were dead. The god Kitela, after destroying the planet, he would go to his universe. Minutes before the planet was destroyed, the prisoner was exhausted, for he had used up all his ki. When he thought of going to another place, he would see how the planet was being destroyed little by little. That god of destruction really is a bastard. Apart from me helping him, he's going to let me die so easily. But I can't die now. My destiny doesn't end here. Surely, the guy I brought here, that Goku guy had some special technique. The ability to bring people to certain places was very beneficial for the bearer of the technique, because when he brought someone, he could copy some random technique of that same person. In this case, he would copy the final flash to Vegeta and the teleportation to Goku. To think this guy named Goku had a technique so similar to mine. The prisoner, after copying those two techniques, would use teleportation to leave the planet and go to some planet to become much stronger. Meanwhile, Goku and Vegeta. Goku was in an almost moribund state. His bones were very damaged. Also, parts of the body. Using the Kaioken times 20, he spent a lot physically. Why am I in the time chamber? Am I on Earth? Wondered the Saiyan. And then he lost consciousness. It turns out that the time chamber where Goku was a very strange place. The people of the planet that was destroyed never knew of such a place, where time in real life passes very slowly, could spend millions of years in there, and outside maybe a few hours. Now that the planet does not exist, Goku nor Vegeta can leave that place, because there is nowhere to go out, nor where to enter. The only good thing about the place is that time does not advance for the mortal who is there, so despite you are there for years or days, your body will not feel hungry, nor will you get old. One day would have passed in the place. Vegeta would be the first Saiyan to wake up from that long sleep. Where am I? I have not died yet. That place is completely white. There is nothing, only absolute silence. Vegeta would not take long to realize that Goku was next to him, having fainted and wounded. Kakarot fell in this place too? Don't tell me I'll be trapped here with Kakarot. This is worse than death. I need to escape from here and give those gods a beating. If we are in a dimension, I just have to expel my ki as much as possible. Vegeta, without wasting time, would have passed to the Super Saiyan Blue. The white room would be filled with a bright blue light. Vegeta just screamed loudly, increasing his power as much as possible. But still, he could not do anything to the place. He would start to launch several powerful attacks, but still nothing would happen. Even though the Saiyan could not do anything to the place, he would continue to do the same, because of his pride of not being trapped with Goku, until he was totally exhausted. After an hour, he would fall to the ground in a sweat and start breathing heavily. My nightmare really came true. I'm trapped in a place like this, and the worst part is that the Tournament of Power will begin very soon. If I am not present, the Universe 7 is less likely to win. That means that my daughter will disappear. I cannot allow that. Even if it is the last thing I do, I must leave this place. Vegeta would remain proud. A week would pass. On day 5, Vegeta would realize that it was impossible to leave the place. Perhaps he could only accept the fate of his wife and children. After 2 days passed, the whole week, Vegeta would sit down and think. Goku would finally wake up from sleep. His wounds had healed a little, enough to be able to get up. For how long was I unconscious? Then nothing that happened was a dream? This all-white place reminds me of that time room. Vegeta, who was sitting, would hear that. Until you finally wake up, Kakarot, before you try anything, I was 5 days using everything possible to escape from this place, but I could not do anything. And I think if I could not do anything, less than likely you can do something. So you tell me that we're really locked in here forever? As far as I think so. Goku would rise little by little, all because of those gods. Those idiots. And tell me, Kakarot, how did we get to this horrible place? About that, Vegeta, is something very curious. But let's say that to save our lives, I fell into a lake. I found a cave and came in here because it was the only thing I could find. You're an insect. Thanks to you, the universe will fall into danger. Vegeta, I had no other choice. And what did you want me to do if I didn't do that? Our lives would have ended just like that. Believe me, it doesn't make much difference. I'd rather not exist than be here with you. Vegeta, in desperation, almost hit Goku, but he would stop halfway. Hitting you won't do any good. We're already here. I see you understood very quickly. I think the only thing left is to see how we kill time so we don't get bored. Besides, from what I see in this place, there is no food. There's nothing. It's only a matter of time for our body to succumb to hunger. Kakarot, do you really think about food at a time like this? If I'm going to die and my body may not go anywhere, it would be best to train to see who is the strongest. I think it would be a good way to die, having beaten you in a fight and show that I'm better than you. Well, Vegeta, it's not like I have anything else to do. I accept. I promise you that despite everything, I'll give it my all. Vegeta would fly away from Goku in that white space until nothing can be seen of him. Goku would do the same. So a week would pass, 1 month, 5 months, a year. Goku in that year was able to perfect the Kaioken with the Saiyan Blue, so that his body would not be hurt by the excess of power. Also thanks to the peace of the place, Goku could notice a rare power, which at some point is going to manifest. How much time has passed? I have no idea, but no matter how much I trained, I couldn't feel hungry. But I think it's been 2 weeks. It's time to face Vegeta. Goku would look for Vegeta, and thanks to his ki, he would be able to locate him. Vegeta, it's been a while. I can feel that you've become very strong. I didn't realize that 2 weeks had passed, and what do you think I've been doing? I've been training non-stop. How about we start with our fight? That's fine with me. As I promised, I'll give it all I've got. Goku would transform into the Super Saiyan Blue, using the Kaioken times 15. Vegeta would be surprised by the increase in power, but unlike Goku, Vegeta would take the state of the Super Saiyan Blue to another, much stronger state. Observe the transformation of the Super Saiyan Blue evolution! Vegeta would shout. To then transform, his aura was much darker with a stronger blue, and that was very noticeable to the naked eye. Vegeta not only trained but also thought beyond. How exciting! Goku would stand in front of Vegeta to give him a punch in the face, but Vegeta would stop his fist. Suddenly, these two Saiyans would collide their fists, but while the fist clash was happening, Vegeta would do the final flash with one hand. Goku would receive the attack in full. He could only cover himself. You are a cheater, Vegeta! When did you learn to do that? Goku would start teleporting everywhere. Vegeta would be confused since Goku was very fast. Goku would take advantage of the speed that gave him the Kaioken to give a blow to Vegeta in the whole jaw. Suddenly, Vegeta would spit blood and then get angry and start giving several blows to Goku. Goku would cover again. I swear I'm going to win this fight, said Vegeta with rage, and then back down and throw again the final flash to Goku. But the Saiyan, this time with both hands, would launch his Kamehameha. Taking advantage of the power of the Kaioken would have increased the power of the attack. The attack was going to consume Vegeta, but Goku would teleport to hit Vegeta in the face. This blow would not only save his life, but would leave him out of combat. The Kamehameha would crash into the white dimension, generating no damage. Vegeta on the floor would be crying with rage. Even though I trained, somehow you beat me, because you didn't let me die. It was a battle to the death. Vegeta, even though I like to fight, I consider you a friend, not an enemy. Besides, I never wanted to end your life. Instead, you let yourself be carried away by rage, and you didn't think about your moves. Shut the fuck up! I don't want your pity. I'll go far away from here, but I promise you that when I see you, I will defeat you. Vegeta, without thinking about it, would really fly as far as possible. Since space was infinite, Vegeta would fly until Goku couldn't feel his ki. Vegeta, too proud of the truth, would spend 1 full month. Goku would continue training. I don't know how much time has passed, but I cannot feel the presence of Vegeta. I see that I'll be alone in this. If someday I want to get out of here, if there is a possibility, I have to continue training. He would spend some time where Goku was sitting, meditating. Thanks to his body being at peace for a long time, could awaken a power that only angels can access. My body feels light. In such a short time, I managed to achieve the state. I do not want to know what will happen if I continue training even much more. Meanwhile, in another place, not even 10 minutes after the disappearance of Goku and Vegeta, when Mr. Beerus would say, "Someone knows where those two are." Does anyone know where those two are? Because now that I think about it, I stopped feeling their ki a few minutes ago. At that, Bulma, who was accompanying the god Beerus, along with Whis, while they eat, would have answered, "Most likely those two fools are just training. You know that the Saiyan only thinks about fighting and getting stronger." You're right, but I don't know why this time I feel a different sensation. I feel a discomfort that runs through my whole body. It's as if my senses are warning me of something. Whis, I want you to look for those two fools. As you say, Mr. Beerus. Whis would get up from the table, thus leaving his dessert half-eaten. He would take out his cane and start to hit the floor twice with it. Suddenly, a green screen would have formed on the same cane, showing all the things that Vegeta and Goku had done before. But while they were still watching what was happening, the sequence of the two would have mysteriously disappeared. This is very strange, Mr. Beerus. My staff doesn't show me where Goku and Vegeta are. Beerus, upon hearing that, would start sweating. His expression would change to one of concern. This can't be happening. If neither Goku nor Vegeta is here, the chances of winning the tournament are almost impossible. Now, if we are lost, the universe will cease to exist as such, and Zeno-sama will eliminate us all without mercy. Bulma, who was there, would also be surprised by the shocking words of the god Beerus. What are you saying? The universe will cease to exist? I hope it's not a joke, because if not, it will be a bad one. Anyway, we can't stay here without doing anything. We have to look for those two fools everywhere. You're absolutely right. We have no time to lose. The fate of the universe depends on those two. A few minutes would pass. Bulma would call all the Z warriors, and also anyone who knew Goku. What's up, Bulma? What you said in the call is true. My father and Vegeta have disappeared, and you also said you had something important to say? That's right, and about what I have to say, it's better if God Beerus himself tells you. Listen, everyone. I will get to the point bluntly. As you know, Goku and Vegeta mysteriously disappeared. As you can see in the projection, we stopped following their sequence of what they were doing mysteriously. The problem of all this is that if those two do not appear, the fate of this planet and of the universe will be lost. The king of all Zeno-sama organized a universal tournament where the best warriors will participate. But without Goku and Vegeta, that will no longer be possible. So if you do not want to lose your lives now, better start looking for them in every corner of this universe. The news of the tournament, along with the mysterious disappearance of Goku and Vegeta, would leave everyone speechless. Everyone, without thinking about it, and also to save their own lives, would begin to search for Goku and Vegeta. By all possible corners, the search was extended, and the concern of all became much more noticeable. Bulma would call her friend Jacko, the Galactic Patrol, to also search the universe. Goten and Trunks would begin to search for the Dragon Spheres all over planet Earth, along with the Dragon Radar. Once the two obtained the Dragon Spheres, they headed to the Capsule Corporation to summon the Dragon Shenlong. Shenlong, come out of there and fulfill my wish! The sky would turn black. Lightning bolts fell from the sky, while a strong wind whipped the faces of all the Z warriors and Goku's friends.
Tell me what your wish is. I can fulfill any wish.
I want you to tell me where Goku and Vegeta are, and if so, I want you to bring them here immediately.
If that is your wish, I will tell you.
Shenlong's eyes would have turned red. He would start searching all over the universe, but as he searched all over the universe, he would find nothing.
The warriors Goku and Vegeta mysteriously disappeared while training. Their bodies are nowhere to be found. They're not even in the afterlife. It is as if they both ceased to exist completely. So, to be brief, I can't bring them back, nor can I tell you where they are, because even I don't know where they are.
I am sure you are telling the truth, Dragon of Desires. If you lie, I will destroy you.
Mr. Beerus, you are in this place again. Don't worry. The information I tell you is true. I don't know where they are.
Shenlong would say, very scared. You'd better disappear. I have no patience today. Shenlong of Fear would have disappeared completely, so the Dragon Spheres would have spread over the Earth again. The god Beerus was frustrated. His life was in danger, and that feeling generated a lot of fear in him. Whis, there's not much time left. The tournament is going to start soon. We have already wasted a lot of time looking for those two. There are still 3 warriors missing. As I understand it, Majin Buu fell asleep. I need you to wake him up. I also need you to look for other powerful warriors. I don't care who they are. If that person is alive or dead, I want you to bring them here right now. The universe is a huge place. For sure, there are more strong people.
If you say so, Mr. Beerus. In my head, I have 2 people that can be useful, based on their abilities and power. The first one would be the evil Emperor Frieza. When he came back in his golden form, he proved to gain power in a very short time. Basically, he is a prodigy. The other one is for his intelligence, the villain Cell. They both would be a very good option, although I would have to see what I can do to bring Cell to life, since he is an android. Those two bastards! How could they think of something like that? And if they betray us, they can destroy this planet, or the universe itself too!
I'm not going to argue with you now. I don't like the idea either, but there's no other way. We have to bring those two back to life, and if they do anything, I will destroy them completely. Beerus, together with Whis, would have gone to the world of the dead. Just when they entered, they would have met Enma Dao. When he saw the god of destruction, he would be very scared, since it was very unusual to see him there, unless in the world of the dead. God of destruction, what are you doing here? Why are you here today? I come in search of Frieza and Cell, and if you don't plan to tell me something about them, I wouldn't mind ending your existence. Maybe someone else can do your job. Enma Dao felt a little annoyed by the words of this god, but he would just keep quiet, because he knew that with his current strength, he was not able to do anything to this conceited god. He would simply give them the pass to Hell, where the bodies of those two were. First, they would go to where Frieza was. Wow, for Hell it looks like a very nice place. But well, it must be because this place reflects your worst fears. Frieza was in a cocoon, as if he was a butterfly. He was upset for being in that place, but when he saw the god Beerus, his expression would have changed.
Of all the people to visit me, I never imagined that the god of destruction himself would come to a place like this.
Actually, you don't need to say anything. Since Goku eliminated you again, no one has heard from you. But I'm sure you're wondering why I'm here. Suddenly, Beerus would have explained to him what happened, and why he was in that place.
I see, so you need the help of the great Emperor Frieza. And tell me, God, what will you give me in return for participating? Because even if you want to eliminate me, I wouldn't care, since I'm dead anyway.
I see you want to take advantage of this. What would you want in exchange for your help? Do you want to be resurrected again?
Well, I expected nothing less from the god Beerus. Indeed, I want to resurrect and get out of this miserable place. Now that Goku and Vegeta aren't here, I can do whatever I want. I hope it doesn't interfere in my future plans if we win the tournament.
Believe me, I don't care what you do. As long as we win the tournament, you can do whatever you want. Conquer planets, whatever you want. So you have to win this tournament no matter what it takes.
Frieza, when he heard that, a faint smile would be seen on his face. The god Beerus in one move would have released the Emperor of Evil of that cocoon, and then went to another part of Hell, where Cell was. The place was very similar to that of Frieza, only that, in this place, he was tormented with his worst nightmares. It is as if he was under an illusion all the time.
What a nasty place. It's almost the same as the place where you were, but the difference is that you feel presences with the very nasty key, in my opinion. Whis, in one move, would have freed Cell from that illusion, freeing him from a cocoon as well as Frieza.
Finally, those nightmares stopped tormenting me. How long has it been since I lost my life? Who are you? Are you Frieza? What is someone like you doing next to that person that looks like a cat? Hey, you have more respect. I am the god of destruction. I will forgive you because we need your help. Otherwise, I wouldn't spare your life. Cell was confused. He did not understand who they were, but the only thing he knew was that the person who claimed to be a god was not lying. Even though he could not feel anything, he could see in the face of the god that he was not lying at all. The existence of a god left him very confused, since in his memories there was nothing like that. Beerus would soon explain everything that had happened. So Goku and Vegeta have disappeared. Basically, they don't exist anymore, and now they need my power. How interesting all of this is. Luckily, I was training my mind all this time. Every day I spent here, I only got stronger mentally. The only thing I want now is to get out of here, and if you are a god, I want you to do me a favor, later. Okay, it doesn't matter what favor, but if you help the Universe 7 win, I promise you that I will fulfill it. You have my word as a god. And so the god of destruction, along with his angel and the two new warriors, would have appeared again on Earth, creating a great commotion to all. Krillin, along with Android 18, were somewhat frightened. "You're a bastard. How could they revive you? I thought that, for being an android, your existence was going to disappear." Android 18 would launch herself at Cell, but Cell would have parried the one-handed punch. "There's no need to fight now, number 18. I'm surprised you're still alive too, but I think we can settle our differences after the famous tournament." Meanwhile, Goku and Vegeta, hours before everything happened on Earth. Goku was still meditating, trying to calm his body, to control the power of the angels. He would realize that as he controlled it, his body became much more agile and faster. Goku would start jumping and kicking in the air for several hours. Several years would pass, and after such a long time, Goku was finally able to control the Ultra Instinct at 100%. How long has it been since Vegeta left on his own? I really can't believe that after so long, I haven't been able to see him. I'm really curious to see how strong he's become. Now that I've become so strong, I'm going to try to break this place or something. Goku would have charged a large amount of energy in the palm of his hand, creating a huge Kamehameha. The attack would be launched against the White Dimension, but despite the powerful attack, capable of destroying several planets, the dimension was still intact. It can't be true. Despite all the power I have, I'm still weak. I still lack power. I hope that someday I can get out of here. I hope that I can still get out of here. I just need to make my body stronger. What I've learned from this place is that despite the time, my body is not hungry. Although, to be honest, I miss the food of the earth. I want Chi-Chi to cook me something. Although for now, I'll settle for some instant noodles. Time would continue to pass, and Goku would continue training with the hope that someday he could get out of that horrible place. More than 100 years would pass, where Goku dedicated himself to perfecting some new techniques. He also obtained a great resistance, since he himself, out of boredom, would launch attacks, flashbacks from 30 years ago. By now, I don't know how much time will have passed, but I managed to perfect a new state of Ultra Instinct, the Ultra Instinct Phase 2. In this state, I'm much stronger, and I can dodge attacks without problems. Goku would use the Kaioken with the Kamehameha. Together with this new transformation, the attack would be very powerful. Goku, to test his resistance, would teleport in front of his attack to receive it with a blow. The powerful energy attack would make him retreat a lot, but in the same way, he would let his attack hit him, causing small scratches on his body. After that, taking advantage of his transformation, he would launch thousands of energy balls into the sky. He would teleport to the sky, which would cause these energy balls to start chasing him throughout the White Dimension. But Goku in just seconds would have made them all explode. Goku would again come out of the explosion unharmed. Because while each energy ball exploded, he managed to move fast enough to be out of range of the explosion. End of flashback. It is really boring to train with your own techniques. I have achieved much more power than that time, but still this White Dimension is not broken. How will all my friends, how will my family be? Maybe they could win the Tournament of Power. Or maybe they were all defeated by Zeno-sama. Goku at that moment would remember those gods who forced him to enter unconsciously, which would make the Saiyan burst with anger. A bright aura dazzled the place completely. After several minutes, Goku would have calmed down. It's useless to get angry now, but if only I could see you all again. If only I had much more power, because I'm so weak. Goku would start crying. He was really depressed, thinking that his universe and his family were eliminated, that maybe everything he loved would be gone. In just an instant, he would fall asleep crying from helplessness. While he was sleeping in his dreams, he would have a vision that would change everything for him. He was in a war field where thousands of people had lost their lives in battle. He would see the Saiyan Yamoshi using the power of Ozaru in a very different way from the rest. Thanks to that power, he could turn the battle around and thus win the war. The same gods and angels would have withdrawn from the battlefield. Goku, who only saw everything as if he were a ghost, somehow managed to feel the ki that Yamoshi had at that moment. The ki that this Saiyan god had was really powerful. So much so that when the ki began to disperse all over the place, before it could touch Goku, he quickly got up very scared, and not only that, his body was shaking while he began to sweat. He would touch his forehead,
While he was sitting down, he would realize that his Ozaru tail had unexpectedly grown.
What the hell was all of that? Was it a dream? Or maybe it was an illusion? The only thing I know is that it seemed very real. I'd never dreamed something like that. And not only that, my tail, after so long, grew again. Maybe that means that the highest power of the Saiyan is to use the power of Ozaru and know how to manipulate it at my whim. Maybe it's a thought, but if I never put it to the test, I will not know.
Goku would create a sphere of energy very similar to the moon. That sphere could be seen all over the place, and not only that, it shone intensely. Goku would begin to see the moon that he himself had created, causing his eyes to turn red, while his heart would begin to beat very strong. A loud roar would be heard. Goku would have become a giant monkey. At that moment, Goku would lose control for at least 40 days, where the 40th day he could control the transformation of Ozaru. He would start roaring again to increase its power. The fur of the giant monkey would change to white. Suddenly, Goku's body would begin to shrink little by little in order to achieve its new transformation. The Super Saiyan Astral Monkey. The power that Goku had at that moment was incredible. But the wear of energy by the new transformation would leave him without ki, causing him to return to base state. Goku would wake up, and in the same way he would transform into Ozaru. But unlike the other times, it only took him 30 days to control the murderous instincts of Ozaru. He would go through the same process, but in the same way Goku ran out of energy, so the years would pass, where Goku, despite the time he could control the consciousness of Ozaru, but every time he transformed, he would faint and lose his consciousness. He would faint and lose the transformation, until more than 5 million years passed. Goku continued training and followed the same routine every day. We must clarify that Goku in those years had almost forgotten his family. He didn't even know who he was, but his only objective was to be able to transform into the Super Saiyan Astral Monkey. Also, Goku could avoid the process of transforming into Ozaru to simply raise his ki and access the transformation. But no matter how hard he tried, he always ended up fainting. Until one day, after so much.
It's been a long time, and I still can't transform. But today, I swear, it will be different. I will change my destiny.
Goku would raise his ki. From his body would begin to explode an incredible white aura. From it emanated many rays. His eyes changed color, while his voice only came out a powerful roar. His body would be filled with many hairs. His hairs would grow much more. Goku, after 5 million years, managed to transform into the Super Saiyan Astral Monkey.
At last, I can feel it. At last, I got it after so many years. I feel this incredible power in my body. This makes me think that all my effort was not in vain. I feel invincible now. Now I just need to control the state to perfection, and I will be ready for my fight against Vegeta.
Goku continued training to master his new power. Another 5 million years would pass, where Goku, after all that time, he managed to control the power of the Super Saiyan Astral Monkey. Goku was impatient because he did not know how much time had passed, but he felt that he had been an eternity in that place. He really only became strong to face Vegeta. He only wanted to be able to rest in peace. After fighting with Vegeta, he wanted this to be his last fight. That's why he had planned a technique that was able to eliminate him, because he no longer wanted to continue living in that dimension. After having his expected meeting with the Prince of the Saiyans, Goku would be in his base state, flying all over the white dimension, until after several weeks, he would meet with Vegeta.
Hello, Vegeta. It's been a long time. I could really feel that you've become very strong. I really thought you were not alive. I want this fight to be the last. Well, Kakarot, I see that you've also become very strong, but this time will not be like the last time. This time I'm much stronger. I managed to control the power of the gods, thanks to my enormous anger. The feeling of defeat that you left me a long time ago. I never forgot. I'm sick of being number 2. This time I will change that myself. I haven't been able to laugh for a long time, but you really are very proud. I'll show you how hard I've tried.
Goku would raise his ki, causing lightning to start falling out of nowhere. A roar would be heard. Goku had transformed into his maximum transformation at that moment. Vegeta, upon seeing Goku's power, would be frustrated since he thought he was the only one who had achieved such a transformation. This would make Vegeta become more angry, and without realizing it, he would have released an overwhelming power. Purple rays would fall all over the place, a purple aura would be present, and a roar of a furious beast would make Goku himself cover his ears. Vegeta had chosen a different path. Instead of having the power of an angel, he wanted to have the power of a god that destroys everything. They both went through the same thing. They fell into despair, and thanks to that, they managed to overcome their limits. I'm surprised, to tell you the truth. I did not realize that you also had your Ozaru tail. But as I said, this time will be different, since I myself will end your life, and I will be the strongest of this place. Vegeta would create 2 balls of Hakai energy in the palm of his hands, thus launching this attack against Goku. The 2 balls of energy that were capable of destroying a universe would go against the Saiyan, but Goku at an incredible speed would deflect them completely, and then launch a powerful Kamehameha against Vegeta. He would use the Hakai power to shatter the technique of Goku, but Goku would launch more than 10,000 attacks. Vegeta, at an incredible speed, destroyed the attacks of Goku as if they were simple paper. That's the best you have, Kakarot. You're really weak. You're just an insignificant insect compared to me. Vegeta would create an energy sword from his hand. The sword would be thrown against Goku, but Goku with his 2 hands would try to stop the sword. But while Goku did that, Vegeta would take advantage of the situation to entangle his tail in Goku's neck. But Goku, seeing that he was in trouble, would have created a strong current of air with the palm of his hands, making Vegeta's energy sword vanish from the place. I see, energy attacks don't work against you. If so, I'll have to kill you with my bare hands, Vegeta. Goku would start to remove Vegeta's tail from his hands, but Vegeta, seeing this, would kick him in the face, which would send Goku flying far away. In the same air, while Goku was shot in the air, Vegeta would move extremely fast. He would punch Goku in the stomach, but Goku would teleport behind Vegeta to kick him in the neck, which would make Vegeta fall on the ground. Angry Vegeta would charge a large amount of power Hakai in his fist. This time it will be different, Kakarot. I'm not going to lose to you again. Goku, letting himself be carried away by the emotion of the fight, would have also carried a large part of his power in his right fist, because for millions of years he had not felt that heat from the fight, that adrenaline that made him feel alive. At that moment, then, he would remember his entire career as a fighter, and because his weakness was fighting with very powerful people, Goku, like Vegeta, would start to run very fast. The two had the same goals. Suddenly, the powerful blow would collide in both fists. This attack would make the whole dimension start to tremble. Because Goku and Vegeta didn't know it, but thanks to that powerful attack, the white dimension was finally being completely destroyed. Goku in the clash of fists would increase his ki as much as possible. Just like Vegeta, all this would make them finally expelled from that dimension. Suddenly, the dimension, which was Goku and Vegeta's doing, would have been completely broken, thus freeing them once and for all. Goku and Vegeta would continue in their clash of fists until suddenly a great flash was seen throughout the space. Goku and Vegeta could not realize that they had finally been released. After the flash of light was gone due to the clash of their fists, Vegeta confidently told himself that he was finally the number one. Finally, his great rival of years had been eliminated by himself, but all that would change when he would see Goku, still standing and a little hurt by Vegeta's attack. Vegeta was also hurt by Goku's attacks. It can't be possible! My power couldn't end his life! And not only that, I'm beginning to feel my wife's ki. And also from Kakarot's friends. That means that after a long time, I finally got out of that horrible place! Goku, just like Vegeta, was surprised that he was able to leave the place, because he thought that this would be his last fight, that his days as a martial arts warrior and his path of facing powerful opponents was over.
This can't be true. I finally managed to get out of that damned place. How many years of suffering and agony? Really, how much time passed since I was locked up there with Vegeta? Maybe thousands of years passed, or maybe millions. I really want to cry from rage. That place not only made me very strong, it also changed my way of thinking and seeing things. I don't want to go through that hell again. By the way, what year are we in? How much time did I spend in that place?
Goku and Vegeta were confused, but at the same time with the feeling of happiness. After millions of years, they had left that place. The dimension at the time of splitting would send them into space, but as they were transformed into the Super Saiyan Astral Monkey, the lack of air in space would not affect them at all. Goku and Vegeta decided to return to their base state, since when they were transformed in their most powerful transformation, the planets in the universe that had the god Kitela in it began to explode by themselves. Just the fact that these planets felt the powerful aura of these two beings, they exploded by themselves, creating a great flash all over the place. The other inhabitants who witnessed this phenomenon that occurred from the sky of their planets were terrified.
Vegeta, our combat will have to be later. I didn't expect us to get out of that place. Besides, it's good that you used your base form, because at the moment of using our maximum transformation, it causes the planets to destroy themselves. I can feel the ki of my family. This makes me a little nostalgic. That means that not much time has passed in this place, and if the universe of that god hasn't been eliminated yet, it could be that the Tournament of Power hasn't started. I can't believe that we spent so much time locked up in there, and out here not even a day has passed. What a hell that place was, really. Anyway, Vegeta, I need you to hold my hand. Let's go to my longtime friends. And you think that after the hatred that I had for you all this time, you think I'm going to give you my hand and accompany you to where your friends are? Well, if you think that, then you're wrong. Besides, if we go out with our transformation outside the room, don't you think that the other gods and angels could not feel that presence of great power? It's only a matter of time before they come here. There's no need to go to them. Alone, they'll come here.
When Goku and Vegeta left that place, no one could feel their presence because the level of their powers could not be detected by almost any being in the multiverse, only supreme beings who were at the top of the hierarchy.
Vegeta, stop being so proud. Besides, no one is going to come here, otherwise they would have arrived in just a few moments. Maybe later we can continue with our fight. First, there are some matters to resolve. You're a real insect. Just this once, Kakarot. I'll help you with this, because it's something personal for both of us. But after this, I'll face you and I'll be number one.
Vegeta, although he did not want to make passes with Goku because of the great pride he had, he would have put his hand on Goku's shoulder, causing these two to be transported to the Tournament of Power, because Goku was able to sense the ki of his son Gohan. Once Goku and Vegeta arrived at the tournament, the other participants who were fighting would not realize until a participant of the universe called Topo would have confronted the two.
Goku, what a surprise to see you here. I thought you weren't going to participate in this tournament. I didn't really see you in your universe, but that doesn't matter now. I must take the opportunity to get you out of the combat arena right now.
Topa would start to throw several energy rays on the tip of his hands, but Goku, with a serious face, would start to deflect them all without problems, so that later Topo would throw himself against Goku, giving him a blow in his face, but Goku would not move an inch.
What's wrong with this guy? I previously required to transform into his godlike form to be able to face me, but now I think he's underestimating me. I can't let that happen.
Topa would begin to use his form as God Hakai, but Goku, with an impressive speed, would give him a blow in the stomach, causing Topo to leave the arena with a blow. At that moment, the other participants would notice the presence of Goku and Vegeta. The force with which Topo was hit caused a great sound throughout the place, calling the attention of all participants, because before, when they entered the combat arena, no one could feel his presence because his ki was undetectable.
It can't be Goku. They told me he had disappeared, and next to him is Vegeta, but this time they are very different. That participant from Universe 11, I'm sure he was very strong, because before I could hear how he was chosen to be a candidate for what they call God of Destruction, flashbacks from before the tournament started. Number 18. I think we can settle our differences after we participate in the famous tournament. Remember that the survival of the universe is in our hands.
You're miserable. I'll never forgive you for what you did. I'll end your life, you bastard.
You better not make any unnecessary fuss. Right now, we are in a more important matter. And you are saved because we are with the Tournament of the Force. Because if I had already finished with your lives.
Number 18. Beerus is right. Now we have to win that tournament whatever it takes for our daughter. I don't want her future and dreams to be taken away by that tournament. That's why we have to be victorious.
At that moment, number 18 would have calmed down completely because she had no choice but to think about the future of her daughter. Android 17 was also mad at Cell, as he too was recently forcibly recruited, but he would keep quiet just for this once. So, if we are all here, it's time to go to the Tournament of Power. Remember to give the maximum of your powers, and now more than ever, since neither Goku nor Vegeta are here, I will call the roll, and each of you will go to the portal that Whis prepared for you. Number 18, number 17, Krillin, Piccolo, Gohan, Master Roshi, Tenshin Han, Frieza, Cell, and lastly, Majin Buu. Since in this case he would have been awakened by force, he was upset because they had interrupted his sleep. But Mr. Satan would have begged him on his knees to participate, since he told him how important this tournament was for him, and since Majin Buu feels a lot of empathy for Mr. Satan, he would have accepted. Everyone would enter the portal, appearing in this famous Tournament of Power. The participants of the Universe 7 would be surprised, as he felt the presence of many powerful beings, especially a member of the Universe 11 called Jiren.
How interesting is all this? I see with amazement that everyone here has a high level of fighting. I see that this tournament will explode my abilities to the limit.
Welcome everyone. I hope you like the platform we made. Remember that in this tournament, the life of your universe is at stake. When all participants fall from the combat arena, Zeno-sama will eliminate them in an instant. So give the best of themselves, and at the end, the winning universe will receive a wish from the great dragon Zalama. The super spheres of the dragon would be seen throughout the tournament, as they were very large. That would also leave everyone surprised, since they did not know that the winner would receive a wish from that powerful dragon. And well, here everything would have happened as in the original story. The Tournament of Power would have begun. The difference is that now there were 2 new members, and also they had to be careful not to eliminate their opponent, or else they would be disqualified. Cell began to eliminate several opponents without much difficulty. That would include the Trio of Danger, as he would eliminate them with a powerful Kamehameha. My skills are a little rusty, but I'm slowly regaining my battle power. Meanwhile, Majin Buu would have encountered a Dispo, a participant of Universe 11. Dispo was running at incredible speed, putting Majin Buu in trouble, but in the same way he was making him fight. Very well, Dispo, finish him off. Take him out of the combat arena. Majin Buu, don't let him beat you like that. Show him your great power. Dispo would have launched an energy attack that would have pierced Majin Buu's chest, which would start to scare him a lot, but Majin Buu would regenerate without problems. Suddenly, Majin Buu, very upset because of what Dispo did to him, would try to turn him into chocolate, but Dispo dodged his attacks without much difficulty. You're very slow, my friend. Why don't you dedicate yourself to lose a little weight? Maybe that way you can catch up with me.
Did you call me fat? Now you really pissed me off.
From Majin Buu's head, smoke would have started to come out. He would have created a big sphere of energy of a pink color, because Majin Buu, in spite of the rules, would have created that colossal mass of energy to finish with Dispo. Because in that moment, he let himself be carried away by his emotions.
Stop! Don't throw that! If you do, you'll end his life and you can be eliminated! Do you want Mr. Satan to be disappointed in you?
At that moment, Majin Buu would have recovered his reason a little, making the energy ball disappear. Dispo, seeing how Majin Buu would have lowered his guard, would launch himself against him, but Gohan would use his mystic state to get in front of Majin Buu and thus stop Dispo's attack. Majin Buu, seeing how Gohan was a little hurt, would have healed him with his powers.
Thank you very much, Majin Buu. Now I feel much stronger than before. I regained my strength.
Let's finish him off together. But before the two launched their attacks to finish with Dispo, they noticed the presence of Goku and Vegeta. End of flashback. I would notice the presence of Goku and Vegeta. End the flashback. Dispo, who was about to attack Gohan, would have stopped in the middle of the way, was impressed by how Goku was able to eliminate his friend from the fighting arena in just a few moments. That can't be possible. Is that my father? And Mr. Vegeta? They look very different. And his ki, I could not be able to feel it. It's as if his presence disappeared completely. All of Goku's friends realized that he was alive. They would have gone to Goku, but when they went to him, they noticed something very strange. The same vibe he had before had disappeared. It's as if he was a different person. I see that you guys were still alive. Where the hell were you? We had to recruit 2 more people. Besides, what happened to you? I don't want to talk about it right now. It's hard for me to recognize them after so long. Even though I'm happy to see them again, I feel very angry right now. God Sidra and God Kitela were shocked by the presence of Goku and Vegeta.
This can't be possible. I myself finished with that planet, and not only that, together with God Sidra, we eliminated their existence with the powerful attack of Akai energy.
Are they ghosts?
I don't understand how something like that is possible.
The God Kitela, together with the God Sidra, would be a little nervous to see that they were alive, but what they were more afraid of is that the two would say something of what happened to them, because if the other universes know that they cheated, or also the same High Priest, their universe could disappear. At that moment, the God Kitela only thought of doing something.
Great Priest! The universe is cheating! They have more participants than allowed! You should eliminate them! The rules are clear! The Universe 7 must disappear!
You are absolutely right, God Kitela. Universe 7 should be eliminated for breaking the rules. The rules are clear. But before the High Priest gave the order, Goku, out of anger, would have spoken.
You really are a wretch! You have the nerve to do this now? If the universe is eliminated, I promise you that I will do the impossible to end your life. Same here, God Sidra. We have a lot of unfinished business to settle.
Stop being so insolent in the battle arena. Here, you are not allowed to eliminate anyone, and if you have problems, you'd better solve it later. Great Zeno-sama eliminates Universe 7, once and for all. Before Zeno-sama raised his hands, Goku and Vegeta would stop playing games, exploding with anger. The two would begin to expel a ki too chaotic, capable of altering the same dimension of the Tournament of Power. A large amount of rays fell in place. The other participants seeing this event would begin to run for their lives. A loud roar on the part of both would be heard throughout the Tournament of Power. This would make Zeno-sama stop raising his hands. Goku and Vegeta, driven by the anger of that moment and by the little patience they had, would have shown their most powerful transformation. The power tournament began to tremble because of the presence of both of them. What's up with that transformation? I can't be able to feel anything, but the fact that these two are here makes the dimension break. I must send to stop them as soon as possible. Gods of Destruction, the Tournament of Power is over. Stop Goku and Vegeta. The other Gods of Destruction would have launched themselves against Goku and Vegeta, thus beginning to surround them. The Gods of Destruction would begin to tip them both with their Hakai powers. God Beerus, I don't want to hurt you, so I recommend you to leave. If you decide to cooperate with them, I will have to end your life. God Beerus, despite what Goku said, could not disobey an order of the Great Priest. But in that, Goku with his gaze would have made him go back. God Beerus would have fallen under an illusion, where he would see how Goku was a huge giant monkey of great power, capable of destroying everything in its path. At that moment, Goku would let Beerus feel the key of his power. But when he felt it, the god would begin to tremble with fear, starting to sweat. Once the illusion that Goku put on the God of Destruction was over, he would have backed off. What the hell have you and Vegeta become? Now you are a monster. It would be best not to provoke them. Fighting with them is like going to war without armor or weapon. Basically digging my own grave, said the god Beerus in his thoughts, and then went running to where his angel was. You were really afraid of some insignificant monkeys? Watch how the scum are killed! The gods of destruction would have launched their Hakai power against Goku and Vegeta, confident that their bodies were going to be eliminated. He would start laughing, but when the smoke was completely dissolved, their bodies were still as if nothing had happened. Kakarot, I don't remember that the gods are so weak. That attack didn't even scratch me. I'll show you a real Hakai power. Vegeta, in one move, would have created 2 super spheres of Hakai energy. These spheres would have fallen on 2 gods of destruction. The 2 gods of destruction began to scream out of despair, and then disappear.
This is music to my ears.
The other gods of destruction witnessed how Vegeta finished off 2 of them with just 1 blow, would instantly start backing away after seeing that. The gods of destruction began to escape one by one, but Vegeta began to corner them all. While Vegeta took care of the gods of destruction, Goku was just watching. Suddenly, the god Valmut, who was hiding in some rocks, seeing that Vegeta was distracted with the other gods of destruction, would take advantage that Goku did not have his back covered to throw him again a ball of Hakai energy. I will end your life, you damned monkey! You're going to pay for what you did to my companions, you wretch! Look at the maximum power of a god of destruction! The god Valmut began to expel an intense ki. The whole tournament of power would be filled with the purple ki, while, for that purple ki, the rocks of the place began to disappear. The god Valmut would create several thorns with Hakai energy, thus launching them against Goku. But all of those thorns would have been stopped by the Saiyan. Valmut would suddenly launch several balls of energy against Goku, taking advantage of the smoke curtain, would fill both palms with Hakai power, thus launching himself against Goku. The god Valmut, as if it were a meteor, would crash both palms on the chest of Goku. But this attack would not do anything. Goku would only observe, and with a smile, grabbed the 2 palms of the god of destruction, and then gave him a kick in the stomach, which would make the god spit blood and be unconscious by the blow. You really are stupid. You should have stayed in your hiding place. Now your life will be completely over. Jiren, who was witnessing what was happening, would be filled with helplessness, because even though he wanted to protect his life, he could not allow his master to be humiliated and eliminated by another person. Jiren would begin to expel a red aura, thus launching himself against Goku. Toppo and his teammates would try to stop him. Don't do it, Jiren! If you go against that guy named Son Goku, your life will be over. Please, be smarter. Our life will end if we don't win this tournament of power. I can't let the only family I have in my life be treated like this. I will never allow it. Jiren, at an incredible speed, would stand in front of Goku, emanating a very large murderous aura. I won't let you end his life, you bastard! He's the only family I have, and if you eliminate him, I'll have no one left. I must fight to protect the things I love. Jiren began to hit Goku's body with great force, but despite the anger and the power of his blows, this did not affect Goku's body at all. Goku, with a single blow, would make Jiren fly through the air. He was hurt, as several of his bones were broken, but thanks to the adrenaline he felt at that moment, he would get up almost unconscious, executing 3 powerful balls of energy that would go against Goku. These 3 balls of energy would explode, creating a great devastation in the field of the Tournament of Power. But Goku continued as if nothing. Goku began to approach Jiren, because his words made him feel identified. I also came to feel what you said. That's why I became so strong. I thought at some point I would see again the beings I love, but in the end that idea fizzled out over time, and I only became so strong to have one last fight with my great rival and friend. You really have a great spirit in battle. Jiren wanted to continue attacking Goku, but he would fall fainting on the ground. Goku would grab his almost lifeless body and fly to where Majin Buu was. Heal his wounds. If you do, I promise I'll give you a great dessert. Father, why are you doing all this? What happened to you? You really are still my father. I've been through a lot, seriously, but I don't want to involve innocent people. And you should also get out of here. This place is going to get very chaotic very soon. The other participants were still asking Goku for an explanation, but Goku, after Majin Buu healed Jiren's wounds, in one move he knocked his friends unconscious, thus teleporting them to Earth. The only one who was still conscious was Piccolo. Piccolo, take good care of them. Maybe after this battle many things will happen. I don't want them to be involved. Here's a present for you, so you can protect them all. Goku would have put his hand on Piccolo's head, thus giving him a little of his power. Piccolo, upon receiving the power, would begin to agonize on the ground, while a white aura came out of his body. After a few seconds, Piccolo would get a slightly strange appearance, since his body was white, while his eyes and pupils were also of that color. Goku would have turned him into a divine being of great power, and the only reason he did this is so that he can protect his friends in the future. Hide very well the power that I just gave you. Maybe one day you'll use it. And remember, only use it so you can protect the people I love. See you soon, great friend. Take care of my son. Piccolo at that moment would not have said anything, since he could barely resemble the power he had in his body. But unlike the other people in the place, Piccolo had a much more mature mind than the rest, so he would respect Goku's decision not to look for him anymore. Goku would return again to the Tournament of Power. The only remaining participants were Frieza and Cell. The only reason why he did not bring them to Earth was because he did not feel any empathy for them. Vegeta would have eliminated most of the gods of destruction. Now, he only had to finish with the god Sidra and the god Kitela. It's time to complete my revenge once and for all.